Hi everyone, Wax Daddy Andy Riard here. Welcome to my sticky parlour. I'm here with Tracy from Ashmira Botanica, and we thought we'd take this opportunity just to give you a few hints and tips on the fabulous vegan waxes in the Ashmira line. So we're going to start by showing you the correct working temperature and texture of the waxes, then we'll give you a few tips for getting the best out of them on the skin itself. So come a little bit closer so you can see these two beauties in the pot. Now on the left here we have our River Moss strip wax, and this is this beautiful forest green colour, nice and shiny, absolutely beautiful. And over on the right we have Seagrass peelable wax, this metallic grassy green colour. Both have that wonderful metallic shimmer. It wouldn't be a Wax Daddy wax without a little bit of glitz and glamour, would it? Absolutely not. So if we look at the working temperature of the waxes themselves, here you can see we've got our River Moss strip wax set at 5 in the Ashmira heater. So if you're using a digital heater, that needs to be around the low 60s. Remember, that's not the temperature of the wax itself on the skin, that's the temperature of the pot. But you'll know if you've got it right because it will have this beautiful pouring cream or pancake batter consistency. So not quite as runny or as fluid as our wild violet, but it still spreads beautifully on the skin, glides on really nicely, this wonderful cream consistency. And over here with our Seagrass peelable wax, we have this set at 4 in our Ashmira heater. So again, those of you using a digital heater, you're looking at the mid to high 50s for that. And the correct working temperature for this, not quite as fluid as our River Moss, obviously, because it's a peelable wax, but it's still this wonderful kind of creamy consistency, spreads beautifully on the skin, kind of runny honey kind of consistency, I guess, is the best way of describing it. If you leave the lid off of your heater, same as with mulberry, because both of these waxes, mulberry and seagrass, set quite quickly on the skin, you'll find that you do develop a little bit of film on the top of the wax if you leave your lid off the pot for any length of time. Don't worry if that happens, just give it a quick stir, redistribute the heat. Remember, there should be no waxberg in the seagrass either. It's going to melt all the way through and have this wonderful glossy consistency. Okay, so that's how to set your heaters up. We're going to show you a few hints and tips for using the wax on the skin now. So now that we've got our waxes heated and ready to go, let's see how they look on the skin. We'll start with our River Moss strip wax. I've already prepped, so I've cleansed and oiled Tracy's leg here, and this is how it should look. So we deposit it on the skin like so, hold our spatula like a knife behind the wax and run it all the way down. So you can see we had a nice thin layer on. With the River Moss, it is highly pigmented, so you will notice that you can't see the skin and the hair through the wax. This is how it should look. It stays nice and soft on the skin as well because it's a low working temperature. So you don't have to rush to get it on and off. Once it's on, you get your paper strip, nice firm rub, stretch and off like so, and then you work your way up the limb, rub, remove, rub, remove, and then come back to get any little bits of wax that are left over. Okay, so let's use the seagrass now, and the main difference between your seagrass application and your River Moss application is in the angle of your stick. So whereas with our strip wax we hold the spatula at a right angle like a knife, when we're using the peelable wax, both mulberry and seagrass, we want to hold the spatula upright like it's a pen or a paintbrush. The other thing to remember as well is that because seagrass isn't a sticky peelable wax, which is what makes it so comfortable when it releases from the skin, you do need to make sure that you're using enough pressure during your application to push all of that wax down, encapsulate all of the hair, push that wax down to the skin itself so that you've got a really, really good grip on all of those hairs. So we're going to scoop the wax out of the pot. Imagine you're getting yogurt out of a pot with a spoon. That's the easiest way to kind of envisage it. So we scoop the wax out and you'll see that it's just on the tip of the stick like a matchstick, like that. That's how it should look. When you apply your wax, use the tip of your spatula, paint down to where you want to go, come back and thin out your edges, come back and smooth it all out. You want nice, clean, even edges like so. It sets nice and quickly, just like your mulberry. When it's ready to come off, you can either use the tip of your spatula to lift the edge like so, or you can use your fingers to lift off the skin if you're in hair-free skin, and then you just remove and soothe the skin. I'm going to show you that again on an underarm because then you'll get a little bit more of a close-up and see how we're applying that wax.